channel. If you are looking for a change in your life, you are at the right channel, because yeah, we are all about personal growth. On this video, I'll be talking about how social media is influencing our normal standard of living. I have my accountability partner who will be assisting me in discussing this topic. So I have shared with him my love and hate for social media. I have been on social media for quite some time. I started using social media when I was in high school. Just after Mixit, I started Facebook, which was a thing at that time. And I went to Instagram, and now it's TikTok and YouTube. So I have seen a lot of things that are happening on social media. Some I do like, some I do not like. So on this video, we'll be sharing about things that are happening on social media and things that social media has made a norm, which is basically not true. Hey partner.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
I'm okay. Thank you
to be here.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for helping me through this topic. I remember we were discussing about this topic, and I was like, okay, let us just do it. So the first thing that I want us to dive in is to this thing of everyone has to be on social media. So what do you think about that?
Well, first of all, social media is definitely not for everybody. There are people who are more, who enjoys putting themselves more out there, and people who don't quite enjoy that. So it's definitely not for everyone. People who are not on social media should be excused and should be allowed. And people who are on social media, well, let them be.
Yeah. Also, as well, I don't believe that everyone should be on social media. I think private life is very good, and just because we're on social media, it doesn't mean that you should also be on social media. And if you can see that in nowadays, every time when you say you don't have like YouTube or you don't have Facebook, it's like, which way are you living? Are you living on? So asajwayelekile ukuthi abantu bangabi nayo social media, which is bad, because life is not only on social media. You can live your private life and still be good, and I believe that you don't have to show everyone what you're doing, where you at, what did you buy, all those things. They basically don't have you actually don't have to do it, and it's normal not to be on social media.
Definitely, it's okay not to be. Sure, you might be missing a few information here and there, but is it important? It's so important that it won't help you drive your life. Will you be missing out on your own life if you're not on social media? I think that's the biggest question anyone would need to ask themselves. I think you are not missing much. Really. Having been on social media myself, I feel like being on social media, I have not been missing much. The most part is just getting information, and you can get information anywhere.
Absolutely. Another point is how you should look. I feel like we have normalized, I see a lot, especially on Instagram, there's a lot of cosmetic surgeries, there's a lot of you should go to gym, and this is how you should look, this is how your skin should look, and I think it is normal not to do all those things. And just because social media has made it a norm that, okay, this is the body that you should be like curvy, or this is how your boobs should look, this is how you must have like a small waist, which is, it's okay for people who are doing it. And most of the ladies or whoever is doing it, some of them it's because of the lack of self-esteem. It's just not because, okay, they just want to change their bodies. It's like, okay, maybe if I see someone, or if I see Beyonce having this type of body, I think I'll reach to 1 million followers, which is actually not a case. So I believe that having your own, like the body that you have, the skin that you have, looking the way that you look is normal. And we shouldn't let social media make us believe that, okay, this is how we should be. What do you think on that case?
Well, you are correct. While everyone actually wants to look good at every given time, we all want to look good. It makes us feel good. It makes us belong in a community of people who actually look good themselves. Taking care of yourself should be the goal. But your question would be, then in what standard?
Awesome.
You know, what should be the type of body that I should be aspiring for? What type of food? What type of hair, makeup, clothes? You know, all of those things can be decided for me on social media, but are they for me? If they're decided for me on social media and I just follow it, am I making the choice myself based on what? Just because someone is doing it, the majority are doing it on social media, so it must be right? Except no. People have always followed each other and each other's standards for a very long time, and people have always, even before social media, people have been teaching each other about how to wear, how to look. That's why a particular style of clothes would be for a particular time, and a lot of people will use that style. And when it falls out of style, a new style comes, and a group of people, a community will use that. Social media exposes us to all of that more and quickly, and when something changes, it changes for everyone throughout the entire world. But are you going to change that?
Yeah, that is a problem. And I always see that, okay, now it's like, if you are, let's say, for instance, in terms of clothes, if you're wearing, like, if you're buying your clothes at Mr. Price, it's like, okay, like Shein, okay, where do you come from?
Like you are nothing.
you're just nothing, because now the norm is like the trends. You buy your LV, you buy your Gucci, and if you cannot afford those things, it's okay to just live your normal life. If you can afford to shop at Mr. Price, just shop there. It's fine.
And you know, there are actually a lot of people who can afford to go to buy LV, Gucci, but they rather not. There are other things that are more important to them. If you can decide that, okay, this is more important to me than that, and you do what's more important to you. If it's Gucci is more important to you, then buy Gucci. But if I wanted to buy an expensive car, and I think, you know what, buying all this Louis Vuitton and all of these other things are not going to budget very well. So maybe I should save a bit until I can afford to buy an expensive car. Maybe I can go to Mr. Price.
Absolutely. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Definitely.
There's nothing wrong. And we shouldn't let social media play with us, guys. It's really, it's really not, it's not what we see. And I know that especially young people, they are so influenced into having these things in their age, and not thinking that, okay, if you see a 25-year-old or a 35-year-old wearing those things, they might be affording, and you don't have to find yourself usifake just because you wanted to fit in, or you wanted to be seen that you can. So just do what you can afford, wear what you can afford. If gym is not for you, don't go to gym. And you don't have to I read this thing on Instagram. There's this page of gossiping, and this lady was saying she took a loan to do a BBL, and I'm thinking, how can you took a loan for a BBL? Fine, you want to look good, and then what? And also, I believe that if you're not building your inner self, if your self-esteem is still gonna be low, just because you are trying to change yourself with these things which are materialistic, and also you are trying to buy a certain body to feel good, and then you don't after. So it is a problem, and you end up wanting to change yourself in every way because of what you see on social media. So another point that I wanted us to dive in is what you should own. So what you should own, what you should have, it's really a thing on social media that if you're owning 20 or 50 sneakers, you are there. or if you're owning a collection of of Dior perfume or whatever, you are living a life. And what do you think on that case?
Well, I would say, firstly, if it's important to me to have all of these things, then good. But I also kind of find it superficial.
Yeah.
These things are gonna run out.
All the time.
I'm gonna need to get more.
Yeah.
So if I'm like just being influenced by social media to have these things, and I'm not enjoying them, or I'm not enjoying my life fully, and I'm only expressing myself by getting things that I see from others, I see from TV, I see from all of these different type of social media platforms, and I'm only getting these things and making them part of my goal because I've seen someone has it. It might be superficial.
It is. Also, also just to add on that, I always see that, okay, one thing that I think we see a lot on social media is influencers. One thing is that not all of us are influencers. Not all of us can be sponsored. Influencers are being sponsored wigs. They are being sponsored a lot of things. That is why you find them having a collection of wigs, a collection of perfumes, a collection of lipsticks, certain makeup. And if you're gonna look at them and be like, okay, now I need to own like thousands of wigs, it really doesn't work, because most of them, they don't even buy those things, and they invest on certain things because they want to grow their brands. And if you're just a normal person, there's absolutely no need to own those things. It's okay to have your hairstyle for a month. It's okay to own one weave. It's okay to have your the cheapest perfume that you can own, and all those things. And we shouldn't look on what people on social media do, because we do not know where they come from. We do not know where they get all those things. And sometimes you find yourself in situations where you really don't have money because you are trying to prove a point that you can on social media. Yeah.
I mean, the biggest point is, for them, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's how they live their life, based on what they have and what they can get and how they get it. Then the question for people who don't have such access to those things would be, how are you going to live your life? And
Absolutely.
that also means making plans and having goals.
Yeah.
We all want to own those things at the end of the day, but how are you going to reach up for those things? And you have to make a plan on how you're going, step by step, how you're going to get there, to owning an entire collection of weaves and different perfumes for different occasions. I would like to have that.
We all do, actually.
Yeah.
We all do, but we understand. We understand our lives. We understand our situations, and we understand that this is a normal life, and it's okay not to have everything.
Yeah.
And also professional jobs, career-wise, and what are you doing? Where do you work? I have seen on social media that, and also in motivational speakers, that there's this thing, Yogoti, you need to work for yourself. And I see that now it's like, if you are doing 9 to 5, it's like it's not normal, because you're not owning your time. You are reporting to someone else. And now on social media, what is being preached a lot is that you need to start your own business. You need to do your own thing. What can you touch on that case?
Well, I'll be blunt. That is completely stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, life is,
doesn't.
we are not equal as human beings.
Yeah.
We don't come from the same background, and we don't live the same lifestyle.
Yeah.
Someone might come from a maybe rich family and end up being a road builder, building roads and streets.
Yeah.
If we tell everyone who are building roads and streets to go build businesses for themselves, who's going to build the roads? We need them.
That is the thing.
So
that is the thing, that being a teacher or being a builder, it's actually a job, and it's needed.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna preach that everyone should start a business, not everyone is business minded.
Those who will. I mean, every job is noble. Every job is noble. It's needed.
Yeah.
That is why it's there. It's in the marketplace, and
Yeah.
someone is willing to pay for
Yeah.
that. So, what people could do, instead of looking at who works where and how much they're earning, is
Yes.
fine. I am working here, but let me improve myself. Let me get this and that skill and keep rising
Yeah.
with new skills, personal development, and growing oneself.
Yeah.
Those are goals.
Yeah, like every profession is good, and it is very important, and you never, or you don't have to look down at your profession just because what social media has what social media standard is. Yes, everyone is a brand strategist, everyone is an influencer, but you really don't have to do that. If you are a nurse or teacher or whatsoever, it's still fine. You are doing very well for yourself. And if you are not business minded, you don't have to start any business, and that is okay.
Find your lane, keep at it, and grow.
Absolutely. And another thing is relationships. Oh my goodness.
Tough one.
That is a tough one, because I always say that okay, so when someone approaches me, I'm like, oh, I live on Pinterest.
You live on social media.
On social media. So one thing about Pinterest is that it has a lot of visuals, and they're all just perfect. So what you do as a person is that you start thinking, oh my goodness, this is how I want my relationship to look like. This is how I see my partner. This is where we should go. This is what we should do. This is how we should dress, which is actually not the case. A relationship needs work.
Yeah.
And what you see on social media is people who are already successful, and they might have started some way on their relationship, and what you see is just this perfect picture, a relationship goal, and we want that. And we forget about that relationship is all about building. It's all about starting somewhere and growing to what we now see. And also, people don't share their problems on social media. They don't share their downfalls. What they share is what they want us to see. What is your take on the case?
Of course, people who have made it in life, or to a particular degree have what they really love, they'll mostly post about that on social media, and people don't post about their problems. So what we are seeing is the perfection, is the beauty of a relationship, which is all true. But there's the other side, and the other side is people may have fought the night before they posted something good, right? It doesn't mean that that's the end of the relationship, of course, but it just shows you that there are small things that may not be as beautiful. And someone who have been shown the beauty of a relationship, the perfect one, the one on Pinterest, the one where they've just hiked and they climbed the mountain and they take a picture on top of the mountain, but they didn't take the picture of the entire hike.
No, they don't.
Or they didn't post the entire hike. All the different. So you just see the end point, the final product, and that's what you think you're gonna get. And when you don't get it that way, all those difficulties, you hit and run. You'll be like, oh no, this is not what I saw, this is not what I wanted.
And the way we think our relationship should be, based on what you see on social media, is, guys, it's really not. It's really
these days a
it's
lot
not.
of people are teaching about how a relationship, especially on the men's side, that a man should just not care that much about the women. Of course, you build yourself as a person, as a man, but doesn't mean that you have to be have a black heart now. Don't change it.
Absolutely.
You can still care. And that's where relationship building comes in. You have someone with you, care for them, love them, and you grow together.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
And also comparison. So the minute you start looking on what social media is, you start sabawailing those relationships, and then I think that is actually not good, because actually you are looking down at your partner, which you shouldn't. Instead, you should also work on your relationship in whatever stage that you want your relationship to reach, whether it's traveling, whatever. You can work on that instead of sabawailing other people's relationship, and again, you don't know what they are going through and what they do not show you on social media. So it's okay to like and to admire, but also focus on the reality. How is your relationship? And just work on that, because
True.
in social media they don't show us everything. Yeah. Okay. Also, a good fake. What I want you guys to know is that everything on social media is filtered. Not everything is true. Yes, some of the things are true, but not everything is true. So looking on social media and think, okay, this is what I'm gonna do or adapt just because you see on social media. Just know that those pictures are filtered. And people that you look at, they have their own lives, they have their own flaws. So, and what is posted can seem as perfect, and while it's not.
Yeah.
So be mindful of a good fake. A lot of people are faking happiness, which a lot of people are faking happiness which does not exist, just because they're on social media, and you'll think, oh, okay, I have a lot of problems. Yeah, so what do you think?
Yeah. While everybody has a lot of problems, social media people don't have any problems after all.
Yeah.
That's at least how they present themselves. They present themselves as perfect and everything is going great.
Yeah.
They may be struggling with this and that, but they never post that.
No.
I mean, we don't want to hear about that anyway. We just wanted to see the good fake.
Yeah.
So yeah, people should be mindful of that, and be aware that everyone is actually living in the same world. There's no one who's living in Mars or well, wherever. We're living in this very same world, and all the problems of this world affect us all. So while we are still striving for what we really want for ourselves, we should be mindful of being influenced by things on social media and thinking that these things are as perfect as they're presented to be, because they're not always perfect. It's kind of a way, like while we're in high school or maybe primary, we had this peer pressure phase. Right now,
I think all of us had it.
we all did. Right now it's social media pressure.
Oh
It's
my goodness.
the same thing, it's just on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
It
And
exploded.
it affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, in downplaying themselves, and
Exactly.
it's very bad.
And it doesn't matter whether you're young or adult, social media will affect.
It will, and it's a matter of deciding for yourself, what do you want? Do you want to live your own life, or you still want to be influenced by social media? Another thing is traveling. Oh my goodness.
Who want to travel?
Everyone wants to travel. It's like it's a thing. You wake up and then you're okay. You go to Thailand. You wake up, you go to UK, which is good. But I think we also need to understand that if you can't, you can't, and you don't even have to take a loan, because some people, we are being influenced to just because we want to travel, and sometimes it's not because you want to relax or there is anything special about you traveling. You just want to post and show people that you were somewhere, and when you come back you have to deal with your reality. So I believe that people who are doing it, it's because they can, and it's because they can afford, and we really don't have to do it just because we saw someone going to an island. Yeah.
Look, we all want to be happy, enjoy ourselves, and we all want to live a really good life. And if we can live a really good life, I think we should all strive for that. But aside from the fact that it comes with challenges, it doesn't come easy. So people, while we are striving towards living a good life, traveling, going wherever I want, whenever I want, still need to work hard for that, to get there. So I don't have to take out a loan, I don't have to quit my job or jump from one job to another because I'm dissatisfied with where I am. I can just play it step by step, and maybe on holidays, on whenever I have day offs, I can go to the next city and come back.
Yeah.
Things like that, but it has to be planned.
And it doesn't have to be international.
It also has to make sense.
It has to make sense to you.
Exactly.
If going to a hotel a next door is making sense to you, just do that.
It has to make sense, and you find happiness in that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think traveling, we can all leave our homes and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
If you are not happy wherever you went, then what was the point?
Well, exactly.
But if you can be happy here or anywhere else, then you be free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let social media put you down and think maybe you're not doing enough because everyone is traveling and you're not.
You're not. And the factor of you looking on those things and you think you're left behind, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. And sometimes you might be doing well for yourself, and just because you are exposed to what is happening to social media, for sure you also want to do it, but can you be able to do it, or are you able to do it at that time? So you need to ask yourself that. Yeah. Another thing is friendships. Oh my goodness.
That's a lovely one.
Yeah. Friendship goals. We see on social media that, okay, this is how friendship should be, and that is not the case. Your friendship, it has to make sense to you. I always see that, okay, let's say for example, if your friend has a party, or if it's your friend's birthday, you have to go somewhere, and what if you can't? And yes, friendship goals is good, it's beautiful, but just love people, love your friends the way you can. If you can afford to buy your friend the cheapest gift that you can get on their birthdays, do that. You don't have to go all above just to make us see on social media that you can for your friends. And just love people the way you want to love them and the way they want to receive love. It doesn't have to be what social media is doing. Yeah.
True. While I was in university, my years of university, I went for 4 years in university, and during that time, I learned something, and I made it 3 different types of relationships. And the first one is, I called it intrapersonal relationship.
Yeah.
That meant a relationship with myself. That's just me.
Exactly.
I need to be my first friend. I need to be a friend to myself. I need to be friendly, and I need to love myself.
Yeah.
If I am going to love myself, I think the way I love myself, I can love other people too in that manner. And if I cannot love myself like that, I don't think I'll be able to love my other people in that way. It will be taking quite a lot out of me. Yeah. If I cannot buy myself a gold watch, what the heck am I gonna get?
Like how? It has to start with you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like, that is true. The first best friend is you, exactly. And you don't have to do it if you can't, and you're not proving any point to anyone.
I'm trying to impress anyone.
No, you don't have to. Even your friends, like, you don't.
They can know you as who you are. You treat them as you treat yourself.
Exactly. And if you can't afford that vacation with your friends, tell them that, you know what, guys, I cannot.
Yeah. And
if you have to make an excuse for that lunch date, do it. Because at the end of the day, it helps you as an individual, and this standard of social media will make you believe that you have to show up every time, even when you can't even even when you can't show up for yourself. So this friendship thing, friendship goals, yes, it's beautiful.
It's great. We need that relationship.
We need that relationship where we can provide, where we can show up, where we can just love. But trust me, love the way you can love, and people will accept that, and people close to you. And it doesn't have to be in a specific way as we see on social media.
It cannot be defined.
No. You do not define friendship.
You define it as the person who's
as a
giving
person.
it.
Exactly.
And it will also depend on what your friend is giving to you, and they define their friendship to you in this way. Maybe if you can give that, if you can give the same way, then you give it. But if you cannot, sometimes a relationship may take quite a lot from you. And some relationships, friendships, may actually be pulling you down. What do you do then?
What do you do?
You fight for that relationship and keep giving.
True.
When it's actually taking a lot from you.
True. And I think that cause I've watched a lot of videos lately on, okay, this is based on relationships and friendships on YouTube, where a lot of influencer friend or influential friends, they break up. It's because sometimes what we see, it can be nice, guys, it can be good, but the reality of it, it's not like that. And going back to the good fake, what they show us on social media, it might not be like that.
We don't see the behind the scene.
The behind the scene, which is a problem. So
we don't see we only see what's happening in the kitchen, but we don't see what's happening in the bedroom.
In the bedroom, exactly. That is true. Also, the last thing is where you stay. Oh my God.
Speaking of bedrooms.
I think it's okay. So it's like if you're staying at home, especially, I feel sorry for men, I always say this, especially if you're a man. It's like, if you're still staying at home, you're not serious about your life, you should get your own space and be independent. Trust me, that is not the case. If you're not in the right position to move away from home, whether you're married, whether you are working, or whether you are just a student or whatever, you really don't have to move from home. This thing that social media has normalized, that okay, you should move out from home, you should find your own independence, you should do things for yourself, which is okay. But if there is no need for you to move out from home, stay at home. Stay at home. Yes, you see these spacious apartments. It's like everyone, especially on Instagram and on YouTube, everyone renting their own apartments, moving in, finishing. We are all about aesthetics. How does the apartment look like? And this is the type of apartment you should get. It must have like an office. It must have like a guest room. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Staying in the back room at home or renting a kasi, it's really not a problem. If that is what you can afford at the time, do that. And if you are not in a space of moving out from home, stay at home, and don't feel bad by not having an apartment or not staying alone.
Don't be pressured.
No, don't be pressured. And
look, this world, this life of ours is a jungle.
Absolutely.
It's a jungle, and it can be dangerous. Nothing comes easy. We work for each and everything. And one of the main reasons why, as we grow up, even before social media, people were always told the same thing: move out, you gotta go have your own place, especially as a man, is not so much independence, you sure, but is to learn how to truly do things on your own. Well, that is independence by definition. But it puts you on the right mindset. It tells you that you cannot slack off. It tells you that everything that you do, every mistake matters. So you have to do things the right way the first time. Do it right the first time. So staying alone actually teaches you, I won't say necessarily how to be a man, but more of how to adult this life. You can't be a crybaby forever. That part I agree with. But all of that needs to be worked for. Moving out from home is not easy. You need to work for that.
You need to work for that. Remember, when you're moving out from home, you need a furniture.
You need a lot of stuff. First of all, you need a roof. You don't want to move out from home and find yourself in the street.
And rent money. And this thing of going back home after you've experienced the thing of staying alone is just a problem. And and also I think it's the pride that you have with okay, just because also you've managed to get your own apartment. Now isn't a massive big deal that you can't move back home. Just do it. Just do it. And we shouldn't look on what anyone do on social media, and we should always remember that what people do on social media, it might be a good fake, and some people can really afford. So if you are still trying, or if you are still trying to build yourself, it can be financial wise or any other things, focus on that. And remember that you are doing great for yourself, and forget about what social media has normalized, because most of those things, they're just not true. And living your private life, not showing people what you do, where you at, and every move, whether you are out on every Friday or every weekend, it's okay not to show those things. It's okay not being on social media. You are not missing anything. And if social media is not for you, and I always say this, that if social media doesn't help you with anything, then what? You are being entertained, and then what? You pay for your data, and then what?
Money, time.
It's your money, it's your time, and then those people are working, and then what are you doing?
They're earning from you watching.
From you watching, exactly. So,
and if the watching doesn't come with lessons, then time wasted, money wasted. At the end of that, after watching all of those videos, 5, 7 videos, I don't know, you are tired. You just go to bed.
Yes, and sometimes you watch something and you like, snap, but I'm here, and then you start feeling depressed for something you could avoid. So also, if you're not feeling good, I always say that I always say this, that every time when I'm not myself, especially emotionally or even financially, I'll just deactivate my socials, just to get back to myself and be with people that I'm with on my daily life, because they understand me. Because one thing, when you go to social media, you will see your friend buying a car, or you'll see your friend going out or going on a vacation, and you'll be like living large, and you're gonna have this jealousy. You go, okay, but why it's not happening to me? So you just need to go back to yourself. If you're not okay, don't be on social media. Deactivate those accounts, live your life, be okay, and then when you're fine, you can come back where you'll be able to compliment like someone on their pictures, or to say congratulations if someone has done something good, because that is the life you want. That is the life that you have to live, a peaceful life, a happy life. And you need to understand that not everything that is on social media is true. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you do enjoy this video, you can just comment on the comment section below, like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I will see you on my next video, and bye for now.
Bye.